When it comes to enlightenment or awakening, many people imagine it involves following a religion, adhering to strict rules, renouncing emotions and material possessions, living an ascetic life, or fervently praying to a divine being. These are common misconceptions. In truth, life and spirituality are not separate. Life itself teaches us the best lessons for enlightenment through suffering. There is a path that allows you to live peacefully in everyday life while gradually moving toward awakening. The universe has led me to this path, and now I wish to share it with everyone. It is a journey of consciously building a balanced lifestyle based on nurturing the 6 core groups of needs to become a complete human being. Needs, the hidden motivation behind every action. Humans have many needs: food, movement, rest, emotions, recognition, knowledge, communication, sharing, and more. These needs drive all human behavior through happiness hormones like dopamine, serotonin, or oxytocin. On the surface, people may seem similar, but deep within their consciousness, there are vast differences. When not yet awakened, we are mostly controlled by our needs. Different people have different dominant needs and live in different ways. Some spend their days lazing, eating, sleeping, and scrolling on their phones. Others are driven by competition, chasing wealth or power. Some cannot live without physical activity, while others find joy in singing, researching in labs, or dedicating their lives to helping others, rescuing animals, or protecting the environment. These needs are not random. They stem from genetics and constantly evolve based on what we repeatedly do throughout our lives. They not only shape our personalities, but also create different types of happiness and intelligence: social intelligence, physical intelligence, competitive intelligence, and so on. Every thought and action, from birth to adulthood, is guided by these needs. They keep us spinning in an endless cycle of cause and effect. Imbalance, the root of suffering. When a need grows excessively or is neglected, you fall into a state of imbalance. When balanced, you master your needs. When imbalanced, they master you. All human problems, stress, anxiety, mental and physical illnesses, stem from an imbalance among these needs. For example, if you lean too heavily on emotional needs, you let blind love guide your life, allowing your partner to control your happiness and losing mastery over yourself. If you lose that partner, you'll drown in suffering because no other source of joy is strong enough to fill the void. However, if you are balanced, with a life and joys of your own, you won't overly depend on love from others, making it harder for them to cause you pain. Similarly, someone who prioritizes work over basic physiological needs may lose all motivation if they face repeated career failures. If they had consciously balanced their life before such setbacks, they would recover quickly. They would understand the truth that, ultimately, aside from physical pain, illness, or extreme poverty, not having immense wealth is not worth suffering over. I believe that the imbalance of needs in each person is the bad karma that leads to suffering, not in a metaphysical sense, but as a natural consequence of living out of harmony. Suffering is a signal of imbalance, indicating a need for change in lifestyle or perception. To heal, grow spiritually, or simply live peacefully, the first and most important step is to balance all the needs that a normal human being has. The 6 core groups of needs to balance. Different needs bring different types of happiness when fulfilled. To guide people toward a balanced lifestyle, I have categorized needs into 6 core groups. A balanced person seeks happiness from all 6 groups in a harmonious way in their daily life. Here are 6 core groups of needs. 1. The need for movement. Humans are inherently active beings, making the need for movement and physical activity essential. Activities like manual labor, sports, martial arts, or dancing not only improve health but also bring relaxation, vitality, and abundant energy. When the body is appropriately active, people feel agile, alert, and experience pure joy from their inner vitality. Conversely, a lack of movement leads to sluggishness, fatigue, stress, depression, and health issues like obesity or heart disease. However, excessive movement can lead to an obsession with activity. Some individuals push themselves relentlessly, ignoring injuries or exhaustion, unable to stop despite their body's warnings. This not only causes physical harm, but also creates imbalance, neglecting relationships and work. In today's world, technology and machinery have reduced physical activity. Habits like sitting for hours, using cars, or elevators contribute to modern ailments like back pain, diabetes, and depression. Moreover, a lack of movement increases pressure to find happiness in other needs, leading to unforeseen social consequences. Naturally inactive people become lazier and lose motivation for self-improvement due to constant fatigue. Conversely, competitive individuals without physical outlets may obsessively chase wealth and power, disregarding ethics or laws. 2. Physiological needs. Physiological needs form the foundation of human existence, including food, sleep, shelter, clothing, sex, and love. When these are met, people feel at peace, cared for physically and emotionally, and can fully enjoy life. Deprivation of these essentials leads to exhaustion, weakness, and an inability to experience joy. However, overindulgence in these needs can trap people in negative cycles, such as addictions to food or sex, draining energy and willpower. For some, daily routines like eating, drinking, bathing, or sleeping suffice for satisfaction, reducing their drive to seek happiness from other needs. This fosters laziness, dependency, and reliance on others, especially loved ones, leading to suffering in relationships. In modern society, the tendency to overindulge while remaining sedentary is prevalent. Consuming processed, unhealthy foods combined with a lack of movement weakens the body, causing chronic illnesses. Paradoxically, the pursuit of comfort makes people more fragile and less capable of sustainable happiness. 3. The need for competition. The need for competition stems from the instinct for survival in nature, where animals compete for territory or mates. Any need involving comparison or rivalry with others falls into this category. This need drives people to strive for achievements, status, and self-worth in society. Recognition for contributions or goals fosters pride, confidence, and happiness. However, a lack of recognition can lead to diminished motivation, self-doubt, or questioning one's value. When taken to extremes, this need can become an obsession with control. Such individuals seek to dominate everything: work, fame, status, or even people. They find happiness in control and superiority, but suffer when things spiral beyond their grasp, becoming domineering, rigid, or authoritarian, causing pain to themselves and others. Today, social media and a culture of showing off amplify this need. People chase wealth and status, often forgetting the basic joys of physiological needs and living under constant psychological pressure. Even those who abandon materialism for spirituality may fall into the same trap, pursuing extreme practices without realizing they need to address laziness, literally eating well, resting, and not chasing anything. 4. The need for communication. As social beings, humans require communication. Connecting, sharing ideas and emotions through talking, writing, singing, or teaching fosters a sense of being heard, understood, and empathized with. When fulfilled, this need makes people feel part of a community, not alone in the vast world. However, a lack of communication can lead to isolation, depression, and difficulty expressing oneself. Conversely, over-reliance on communication or seeking attention can result in excessive talking, poor listening, and imbalanced relationships. In modern society, technology like social media expands communication but creates a paradox. People interact more, yet form shallow connections, leading to loneliness even during interactions. 5. The need for cognition. The desire to explore knowledge, learn, and create drives human development and brings joy. Learning something new, creating value, or gaining deeper understanding sparks excitement, happiness, and inspiration. A lack of cognitive stimulation leads to stagnation, boredom, and loss of purpose. However, overindulgence in intellectual pursuits can disconnect people from reality, foster delusions, or cause health issues due to imbalance and overthinking. In the information age, this need is distorted. Many become addicted to dopamine from short videos or trivial news, while few dedicate time to deep learning or meaningful research. Without pausing easy pleasures and persevering in a specific field, people lose motivation when novelty fades, realizing they've mastered nothing substantial. 6. The need for altruism. Many assume compassion and altruism are lofty traits reserved for the enlightened, but they are natural human needs. Altruistic people feel unease witnessing others suffering and find joy in helping. Altruism doesn't require grand gestures or saving the destitute. It's reflected in daily life, not causing harm to oneself, others, animals, or the environment, and never compromising integrity for personal gain. Living this way, seemingly simple, is rare. Living altruistically gives life meaning and inner peace. Without it, people become cruel, selfish, or inhumane, seeking external pleasures to fill the void, leading to a painful existence. However, excessive altruism can become blind sacrifice, causing burnout and loss of self from living solely for others. In modern society, altruism is often overlooked amidst fast-paced lives and individualism. Some lack genuine compassion but perform charitable acts for personal gain, profit, product promotion, or seeking praise. Such actions, rather than nurturing compassion, fuel competition and comparison. Truly altruistic people are discreet, finding joy in the act of helping, not in public admiration. The benefits of balance. When your life's needs are harmonized, you realize happiness is no longer fragile or dependent on a single source. You can find joy in various ways: an energizing morning workout, an insightful book, a meaningful work project, or simply the moment you help someone. If one aspect of life collapses, such as losing a relationship or job, you still have other pillars to stand firm and rebalance. Conversely, if you rely entirely on one need, like emotional attachment, its loss can plunge you into despair with nothing to hold on to. Balance acts as a safety net, helping you navigate life's challenges more gracefully. Moreover, it forms a solid foundation for the journey toward awakening, where clarity, peace, and a mind free from blind emotions are essential. With balanced needs, life feels lighter and you're less caught in endless cycles of suffering. Your mind becomes clearer, no longer chasing fleeting sensations or fearing loss. You discover that true happiness comes not from satisfying one need, but from the freedom of mastering yourself. This opens the path to self-awareness and a meaningful life like never before. The process of balancing needs. Human needs are shaped by habits built over years. Achieving balance requires a slow, patient, and determined journey. Step 1. Identify current imbalances. Each day, take 5 to 10 minutes to reflect. What did I do today? What made me happy? What made me uncomfortable? Note these and observe which need, movement, physiological, competition, communication, cognition, or altruism, dominates. If your day revolves around one group without balance, it may signal future suffering. Step 2. Adjust gently without force. You don't need drastic changes. Start with small, consistent steps. If you're sedentary, try a 10-minute walk. If you're a workaholic, allow more relaxation time. If you lack connection, send a message to check on someone. If you've never helped others, offer your seat to an elderly person on the bus. Each small action builds balance within you. Step 3. Practice mindfulness in all actions. Whether eating, working, or talking, ask, am I truly enjoying this or just going through the motions? Am I forcing myself? Being present helps you distinguish genuine needs from meaningless habits that drain your energy. Step 4. Sustain new habits. Balance doesn't come overnight. Commit to small changes for at least 2-3 weeks to form habits. Gradually increase the time to make them integral to your life. For example, instead of mindlessly scrolling on your phone each evening, spend 15 minutes reading or listening to a podcast to nurture your cognitive need. Then extend it to 20 or 30 minutes. These moments of pause not only provide true rest, but also enrich your inner life. Step 5. Be ready to rebalance as life changes. Life is dynamic, and so are your needs. When you lose something significant, a job, a partner, or your health, don't linger in suffering. Actively restore balance by exploring other needs. Start a new project, try a new sport, or do a kind act for someone. These actions gradually fill the void and heal wounds. Last message. Living in balance isn't about abandoning desires or forcing yourself into rigid rules. It's about listening to your body, understanding your mind, and moderating all needs appropriately. It's a long but worthwhile journey that makes you healthier, happier, and more fulfilled. In a turbulent world, a balanced lifestyle is a sturdy shield to protect yourself and fully embrace the value of this life.